This is Channel 2 News, coverage you can count on.
We're in a good position for runoff.
Yes, we are. Take a look here. It was a good winter for our snowpack in the Sierra, and now that spring is here, the pack is starting to melt and the effects are showing up in our lakes and reservoirs. A closer look in our Channel 2 News big story at 5 o'clock. Well, some of those reservoirs are starting to fill up again after things got pretty dire last year. What a welcome sight, huh? Good evening, I'm Kristen Remington.
And I'm Landon Miller. Thank you for joining us tonight. Yeah, you know, it's a little too early to tell how full those reservoirs will get this year, but as Paul Nelson shows us, the quick start has some feeling optimistic about the year ahead.
Reach out, just give it a few more feet of drift. Set it. Strip.
Matt Herron owns a fly fishing school and outfitter in Truckee. And after 4 dry years, the spring runoff could be a big catch for his business.
We changed our whole business plan last year with the drought and the river being closed, and this year we're looking good. But even the winter, it's great to see town busy, you know, with skiers, unlike last year.
Well, the increased water flows are good for fishing and other recreation. The wet winter is also having a big impact on reservoirs like Boca and Stampede, where the water levels, as you can see, have come up quite a bit in the past few months.
It was basically empty in December, and the last 3 or 4 months it's just risen, you know, I don't know how many feet, but it's looking really good for the season.
Water runoff is expected for the next 4 days because of the warm temperatures, and experts say Boca will get back to normal levels this summer. And Stampede Reservoir will be about half full when it peaks. It's already rising nearly half a foot per day and has 3 times the water as it did when it bottomed out. Water's at the bottom of the boat ramp and still rising thanks to the higher natural flows in March.
The precip wasn't as good as that, but just the way the conditions were and how we've had some high rains, soaked the soil up, soil moistures are doing good, and the runoff's doing good.
Lake Tahoe is our biggest reservoir, still about an inch below its natural rim. It's expected to peak a little more than a foot above its rim.
And that'll give us some flows out of the lake for a while. Unfortunately, we'll be right back down below the rim by the end of the year, but you know, it's better than last year where we just got to the rim.
Docks are still barely reaching the water at Donner Lake, but that's expected to fill up this year. There's still quite a bit of snowpack in the mountains for runoff. Still, that could peak by the end of April.
Definitely better than we've seen, but at the end of the year, we'll be back to where we'll need a really good winter to have a decent year next year.
Covering the big story, Paul Nelson, Channel 2 News.